Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. Everybody make sure you have a drink. And I hope you ate a big breakfast, because we are getting ready to work in our art journals and we're going to have a little neurographic art session, and that's always good for the brain and for your creative muscle. Good morning, Jen. How are you this morning? Well, hi, Debbie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, Nanette. I am so excited to start our second phase of this art journaling entry. Some art journaling entries are, more in depth than others. Some are just kind of quick. Well, Nanette, you just grab it and get ready to go, right? So if you remember correctly, last week we, oh golly, well, Vicki, we are thinking about you and sending you all our positive vibes. What was I gonna say? Oh, so if you remember correctly, last week we started with a dime, a pencil, and a black pen, right? And we pushed that dime around our paper and just let it do its thing. And if you remember, it really did its own thing. It just kind of wandered around our paper. Anyway, I really wanted to talk about neurographic art. Good morning, Linda. How are you this morning? I wanted to be sure to talk about, you know what, I shouldn't be trying to do two things at once. That's all I have to say. My poor feeble brain really only does the one thing. If I want to do something well, I need to just concentrate on the one thing. So, my doggy has been crying all morning outside. You know what? He has these moments where he misses his sister tremendously. And so he will just cry out for her. Anywho. So, if you remember correctly, that's how we started our journey on this art journaling entry, right? And so we pushed the dime around the paper with our pencil, and we just let it go wherever it wanted to go, right? And then we went over those lines with our black pen, our waterproof pen, and then we connected our curves. Remember, we curved all the corners. We made little connections like neurons, right? Every time two lines met, we connected those corners. And that brings us to today. So I want you to, we're going to kind of use the same tools. We're going to use a pencil and a black waterproof pen and our art journal. If you're brand new here, if you would like, follow and subscribe to Corbiere-Scott Designs. I would greatly appreciate that on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Then ask to join our private Facebook groups, Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott and Stitch the States with Anne Corbiere-Scott. I will be, this afternoon, I will be stitching in the Stitch It group, Facebook group, for Adorn It's Stitch It Facebook group. So be sure to join me there. So I'm going to get my art journal out. I'm going to start talking about what our next step is. Okay, there we go. So this is what you should kind of have in your art journal, right? You should have black squiggly lines. I'm going to use my clip, kind of hold things open. So now the step that we're going to take is we are going to start to, I wanted to talk a little bit about neurographic art. Neurographic art has been around for a long, long time, and lots of teachers use this method. Art teachers and elementary school teachers. I've taught versions of this for years and years and years. I told you, it started with this project that I did in kindergarten where we scribbled all over our page like this, like we just went a loopty scribble, filled the page, and then we colored each piece in. Okay, wait, I just saw, I'm telling you, this happens all the time, where you find a corner that you didn't connect. How does that happen? I went over it and over it and over it. So, I'll show you in another art journal. Give me a sec. Look, it's probably right here. Anywho, remember we kind of scribble, zip-de-doop-de-doo, and then we colored each section in with a color, right? So that's one way you can do it. Connecting all of the intersections, that's when we start to go into neurographic art, right? So now let's take our pencil. Okay, and so you're going to have some decisions to make. We're going to start to fill some of these areas. You don't have to do everything, and you don't have to do all the little bitties unless you are feeling it. But you're going to start to fill in the spaces with a couple of, so I have these three shapes that I've drawn. So these are kind of like pancakes, these are kind of like flower petals, and circles. So we're going to fill a space with shapes, and I'll do this weird one that looks a little bit like Australia. I don't know. So I'm going to do circles in here. So this is going to take a long time, right? So don't feel like you're in a rush, because remember, art shouldn't be rushed. And you're probably not going to finish this today in 1 hour, but you could finish it before the next time we art journal together, right? So do you get the idea? So we're going to fill, so you can do just one of these, you could do a combination of them, you could do two of them, you could make up your own filler, whatever you want. but we're just going to start to fill some of the spaces. And then, I'm going to take my smaller pen. So then, I'm going to keep working on mine, but I wanted to share with you. So we're going to go over whatever the shape is that we choose. I'm going to go over that with our black pen. I like to do it in pencil so that if I do it and I kind of hate it, I can change it. I'm sure there's somebody who thinks that that's not the right way to do it, but that's the way I do it. Okay, so you're going to go over all of your lines, and then we're going to fill in the back with black, right? Whatever areas, whatever areas are not one of the shapes of the background, we're going to fill in with black. Or whatever color your pen is. I think I said black, but if you don't happen to have a black pen, you can absolutely do this with another pen. Right? So now do you see how that is making this this area pop, right? So we're just going to continue, right? We're just going to continue to fill and fill and fill. So I'm going to work on this, and I hope you're working on yours. I hope that you're I know, Keely. I know, but then you know what? He's I'm telling you, so he's crying, and then he's running around and talking smack to the neighbor dog. So, you know. It's certainly not as bad as it used to be. And Jeff's out of town, so that's like a double whammy for Solomon. Everybody take a drink. So you could do pen if you wanted. I just like to, I don't know, there's something comforting to me about a pencil. So if you don't want to do a pencil, don't do pencil. Go straight ahead with your pen. But just take your time. Please don't rush it. You want it to be a comfort page, right? It's neurographic, and so we're just going to really get into our Zen flow, right? Get into your flow state. Really take your time. Tammy, so you're at the Denver airport. Do you see the big, do you see the airplane hanging from the ceiling? That's where, upstairs from, like, that was like at eye level for me when I was sleeping in that dumb cot. Well, I wasn't sleeping, but when I was lying in that dumb cot. Oh, I'm really loving this. Tam, we're all anxious to hear about your retreat next week. So, I wanted to make sure that I said, that I mentioned that. So next week, I am driving to California, and then we fly out of LAX for our Okay, so do you see the upstairs by the plane? That's where I was. So next week, remember that I will be gone a great deal of the week, and so I will have pop-in paint parties on Monday and Tuesday. I mean, all of this information will be in the newsletter, certainly, but I just want to give everybody a heads up that pop-in paint parties will be Monday and Tuesday. And we are going to be continuing work on this with our brand new art printable that comes out on Tuesday. And Monday, I kind of have a fun something planned for us. So you'll have lots of stuff to work on while I'm gone. Anywho. And today is my mom's birthday. So if you would join me in wishing her a happy birthday. I told you, isn't that crazy? My parents' birthdays are like a week apart. A week and one day, I believe. Isn't that funny? Oh, I'm just getting in my zen state. Oh, thank you, Nanette. That was so nice. She will love that. She will love that. And I will just tell you, my mom, I know everybody thinks this, but my mom is just the best. I just adore my parents. And I know that I'm lucky. Do you know what I mean? I know that I'm lucky to have parents that I adore and who adore me. Not everyone is so lucky, but oh, Keely, that's so funny. But Led Zeppelin is, it's pretty amazing, right? They are quite something. So this is going to take a while. But that's okay. Thanks, Tam. Oh, Keely, that's so funny. You know what's so funny? I was just blasting Led Zeppelin yesterday while I was unloading the dishwasher. Isn't that crazy? Oh, I'm loving it. So I'm curious, what water-soluble medium did everybody bring? I'm always curious what Because you can use whatever you want. You could use distress inks. You could use watercolors. You could use watercolor colored pencils. You could use, I don't know, whatever it is that is speaking to you this morning. You could use your Karen markers. You could use whatever, right? So I'm going to fill another area with, so this area I'm going to fill with, remember I told you they're kind of like pancakes. And you're just going to kind of create them to fit this crazy organic shape, right? And just take your time. Oh, I'm loving it. Okay, so now I have these crazy two little peaks that kind of look like the Denver airport. So I'm going to, this one, I'm going to do small ones. This one, maybe I'll do 2. There we go. Now I can go over my lines. And I'm going to do that same thing where I'm going to have I'm going to fill in like the background, right? Do you see what I mean? Almost there. So as I go along, I like to kind of reassess, right? Like, I'm going to color in these dark. And then what do I want to do next? What do I want to do? How do I see this? You know me, I'm always looking for contrast. Like I love the contrast between this and this, this and this. And I love that I'm doing this on top of a grid composition page. I love that. Because then I have just that one more layer of artsy goodness. I feel like fill those in. There we go. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. So we're just going to continue filling and filling and filling and filling. Oh, hey, Joni. Good morning, my friend. Everybody take a drink. We just want all of these shapes to be tightly packed. Do you know what I mean? Like what I'm kind of thinking, what I'm pondering, is these smaller shapes I want to keep without filler. Like here, I want that without filler, but this could have filler. Do you know what I'm saying? And I want to just, kind of organically fill all these little organic shapes. In a kind of a random way. I want it to be not, no rhyme or reason until I want rhyme or reason. Do you know what I mean? So kind of whatever you're feeling this morning. Or whenever you're watching this, you're watching this, I'm going to turn this, maybe that would be better for you to see. Whenever you're watching this video, if you're watching it on the replay, I wanted to be sure to talk to you about this weekend's classes. On Saturday, we have Let's Get Artsy with Our Bibles, and we are going to be playing with the wonderful world of masking fluid. I can hardly wait to share that with you. I'm going to teach you lots of tips and techniques, and we're going to create this beautiful artwork. You'll get this artwork in class, and we'll work with one of the many forms of masking fluid. So this class, Let's Get Artsy with Our Bibles, October 2022, is open for registration on my website and Corbiere-Scott And then on Saturday in Artsy Alchemy, we're going to play with masking fluid again, but I'm going to teach you all different tips and tricks. There's that many. There's that many. More than when you sign up, I give you a little sheet of tips and tricks, but I'll teach you even more. And so I can hardly wait. And then we're going to make art with our art. So this Artsy Alchemy 6 is also open for registration on my website and Corbiere-Scott under featured classes. They're both under featured classes. Well, good morning from Maui, Debbie. Oh my gosh, I bet it's just beautiful there. Oh yeah, me too. Well, I had to, Keels, because this masking fluid. So, do you see how yellow this one is compared to this newer one that I bought? This one, I can still use it, just not with my needle tip. I've got to kind of dig it out. And I can't waste, so I dig it out. Oh, I did want to say another cool thing. Save your pennies, because I have a new physical product that's coming out in November, probably when I get back from England. Hopefully it will arrive here and I'll be able to share with you something so fun and I worked so hard on, and it's manufactured. It's coming from China. I can hardly wait. I think it's in the States. I just have to wait for it to arrive at my house. I can hardly wait to share it with you. Let's see. What else is going on? Well, it is sunny here, and it is, I think it's going to be mid-70s today, is what it's kind of, looking like. I haven't looked at the forecast, but I'm kind of feeling like that might be where we're going. Oh, thanks, Deb. Thank you, thank you. What was I gonna say? See, he was just howling for his sister, and now he's barking at the neighbors. You know, sometimes they have the audacity to hang out in their own backyards. According to Solomon, that is, that's not okay. Oh, it's so cool, Keely. Hi, Terry. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are brand new here, if you would please follow, like, and subscribe to Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and then ask to join our private Facebook groups, Let's Get Artsy with Ann Corbiere-Scott and Stitch the States. For all things Ann and Artsy, my free, my free art classes are right here on my Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook page. But I also offer paid classes and my art printables, and they are all on AnnCorbiereScottDesigns.com. But what was the other thing I wanted to talk to you about? Hey, did you know yesterday was National Pumpkin Day? I was kind of digging that idea. And I shared the gorgeous cards that Miss Joni made. I loved those. With the Hocus Pocus art printable. And at some point today, I don't know exactly what time. Oh, yes, Ornamentally Yours. My class is Friday, October 18th. So be sure to save that date in your calendar, in your planner, however you do, in your phone. I will just tell you, I have to save things in all of those places. I need to remind myself lots of times. So Ornamentally Yours this year is November 18th through maybe the 20th, I think. Anyway, Carmen and I are cooking up something so amazing. I can hardly wait. So now I have done all of that, and I could come in and do my backgrounds. Or I could pick another space to fill with something. You know what I mean? I know she's a card maker extraordinaire, isn't she? Oh, so I was going to do the flower petal one. That one is kind of cool. So I'm going to make like that. So almost like a little bit paisley-ish. And then I'm going to come over here and do it again. And then over here. But do you see how I'm using the side to just kind of work with me? Good morning, Shannon. There we go. And then we'll go over that with our pen. How are we doing on time? Well, I'm never going to finish the fill-in, right? But I'm not going to finish it within this hour. But I do want to say that, because I just really like to pack mine nice and full and tight. But I'm going to talk to you a little bit about coloring. So once you've filled everything you want to fill, I have lots more. I just want to make sure I get this out before our time is up, because before we know it, Keely's going to say 5 minutes. You've got some decisions to make about your color too. Oh, Terry, that's funny. Don't whip through it. Take your time. Because number one, this does not have to be done today, because we're going to continue on next Tuesday with this same entry in our art journal. So you're going to continue to fill and fill and fill and fill, right? And go over your lines and fill in your background. And, take your time with it. Kind of feel it out. Then you're going to pick a color scheme. You know me, I like bright colors. So mine will be bright colors. So that is a decision you need to make, what your color palette is going to be. And then the next decision that you need to make is, do you want to fill individual spaces with color? Or what I think I'm going to do is that I'm going to loosely fill my whole page with watery, washy, like one color going into the next. Do you know what I mean? Let's see if I have something kind of like that somewhere. I'm thinking that how one color just kind of goes into the next, but I kind of have a different, like not in stripes. I just want it to, or it could be stripes if you want it to be stripes. I just want mine to be kind of really free form and, kind of lots of colors. I kind of have my color palette in my head, but I also want to finish this part so that I can ponder it while I'm doing this, right? While I'm finishing this, I'm really pondering my palette and the manner in which I want to add color. Everybody take a drink. You have an amazing weekend, Tam. We can hardly wait to hear all about it. Travel safe, and I can't wait to see what you create. I am not going to put watercolor ground on this creation. I'm just kind of opting not to. I'm not saying that you can't. You should be able to put watercolor ground on top of this because your pen is waterproof, right? So you should be just fine. So that's another decision you need to make. So now I'm just going to continue to... Absolutely, Terry. Absolutely. If you go to the top of this page, the page, Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group, right? Or Facebook page, excuse me. You'll see a header that goes across the whole page, and it starts out with, I don't know, posts or discussion or something like that. At the very end of all of those headers, there's a header called More. Click on More, and then a pull down will show up, and it'll say Photos and then Videos. Click on Videos, and then there you'll come to a space that has all of my videos, all of my pop-in paint parties, all of them. Or you can also go to my YouTube channel where I'm working really hard to back all of my pop-in paint parties over to YouTube, so they're in a second space, right? Because not everybody does YouTube or does Facebook, and so I wanted to make sure that that information was available to everyone. Oh, I was going to say, another decision that you need to make is that you need to think about a quote that you want to include on this page. Think about it. If you receive my newsletter, yep, we're two different people, me and Lindsay. We love each other, but we're two different people. If you, sorry about that. If you receive my newsletter, and I hope everybody does, because that's where I can convey more information to you. And sometimes I include a little process. Sometimes I include a promo code. You just never know. But anyway, one thing that I always include at the very bottom of the newsletter, in each newsletter, I include an artist quote. So you have all of those artist quotes that you can include in your, or which ones speak to you, you can include with your art journaling entries. So just kind of know that's an option. But be thinking about the quote that you want to include. I'm going to include my Pablo Picasso. Inspiration exists, but it has to find you working. That is the quote I'm going to be including on my piece. Where am I going next? I'm going to do some more petals, I think. So these can vary in size and shape. They can and the cool part about these is that they really work well at just filling the space, right? You're just kind of jam-packing them in there. So this one, sneakily, look at that. It grows itself right into this skinny little hallway into here. There we go. Can you guys hear Solomon? Crazy doggy. I will let him in as soon as class is done. He didn't start doing that until I had started class, so. Oh, I'm loving this. And the more like the more it starts to come together, the more I fall in love with it, you know? And I start to see it with new eyes. Start to fill in little by little. Ah. Hey Renee, how are you? So good, I hope. Yes, I can. I can hear the jets this morning. That's so funny. That's so funny, Lynn. Luke Air Force Base is just west of me, and it's loud there. It is. But I love that. I love that they're there for us, you know? It is relaxing. It is. Jan, it'll give you something peaceful to do. Pass your time. Got a big space right there that I could have filled with something, I guess. Isn't it funny, as I'm coloring, I have to tilt my head to a certain direction because of the glare from my light. And I'm like, oh, I thought that was filled in. It's not. There's lots of, exactly. There you go, Beth. That is the sound of freedom. You're right. There we go. Oh, I'm telling you, like each step in this process is, it's just as magical as the step before, to me. I hope it is to you too. And I hope that you do this process over and over. I hope that you repeat it, that you push a dime around a piece of paper a bunch of times and then go over that line with a pen and then fill those spaces with shapes. Do you know what I mean? I just hope that you just keep on doing it. So let me ask you a question before it's time to sign off. Would you like to paint together on Monday, or would you like to paint on your own? Let me know your thoughts. I could go either way. Oh, I'm loving it so much. Like filling in the background like this just makes those shapes pop. Okay. So good. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Oh, Jan, I'm so glad you're just on ibuprofen. The pain pills, they just kind of scare me. Because I don't like how I feel on them. Do you know what I mean? Ugh. I don't like that feeling of being out of control. Oh, this is seriously. I have so much in my head that I want to put on my page. I hope you all do too. Everybody take a drink. This one, thinking I want to do the pancakes. It is, Beth. It's Saturday, and we are working with masking fluid. I know it's icky feeling, isn't it, Jan? It's just an icky feeling. Like, I just remember when I had a hysterectomy, they gave me Percocet. I took one. Because I remember feeling like I had something I wanted to talk about. I had like a whole sentence in my head and one word came out. It was, ugh, I didn't like that. And you know, I'm a little chatty. So, I think I'm going to try turning it upside down and doing some of my sketchy stuff upside down. So I'm going to do the pancakes down here. Here we go. This is fun to fill these really organic shapes that just kind of take on their own. Oh, 3 minutes. Oh, this is a skinny one. I appreciate you, Keels. You keep me on track. That's for sure. Well, there you go, Lynn. There you go. Yes, because it's a very relaxing exercise. And you should just take your art journal with you wherever you go. I do. I always have something. Whether it's a little notebook, whether it's a full-fledged book, I always have something. I have a pencil in my purse at all times, an eraser, and a pen. Oh, Deb, but you're going to have so many. Take pictures of things, and then you're going to bring those home, and you're going to be able to journal about that when you get home. Even if it's just jotting down ideas, Lynn, or thoughts, or a cool phrase that I read in one of those old magazines, or I overhear someone saying, or I hear on the TV, or cool signage, or a font that I find particularly interesting. Debbie, I'm sure you're seeing so many cool foliage and flowers and fauna. That's what I'm looking forward to in England. One of the things. Seeing family is number one, for obvious reasons. This looks, it's kind of reminding me of kinetic sand. Has anybody played with that? I got some for Jeff for his desk. He gets a little stressed out with his job sometimes. And my niece got some for my great niece. She's a very tactile child. So kinetic sand was a perfect thing for her. Oh, I'm loving it. How's everybody doing? So we didn't even get close to color. So, there you go. Take lots of pictures and share them with me, Deb. So continue to work on this page, packing it full of shapes, and then apply your color if you'd like. If not, we can do that on Monday. And then remember on Tuesday we're gonna work on it even more. So really dedicate some time, an easy time, not like rushed or anything like that. Continue to have it just be a relaxing exercise. You'll be so much happier with your results if you just take your time, just take it nice and easy. If you're watching this on the replay, be sure to let me know by saying replay or, hi Ann, I'm watching this on Saturday, or I don't know, whatever. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section. I would love to keep the conversation going. You know how I love me some art. I adore you all. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'm going to go sit down and on the couch and work on this a little bit more while I watch The View. And then I will come back and work on some other projects. I adore you all. See you soon, everybody.